Good evening, everyone. So, a few days ago, grief hit, and you know how it can sneak up on you. You could be driving and then just start crying. Well, fortunately, I was at home, and yeah, it hit, and I just started crying, and I've been crying for the past 48 hours, and I couldn't stop, so I couldn't vlog. And anytime that I would bring this up, it was just emotional for me, so I just didn't. And I thought, well, if we don't bring up the things that are emotional for us, there's no way to normalize it. And so I would like to normalize grieving as much as possible, and it's okay to not be okay. So my grief came from, well, this time around, it came from when I was living in the States. I am American. I married a handsome Canadian and I moved to Canada. But when I lived in the States, I was around a lot of toxic and abusive people. Growing up, I had abusive parents, and I moved out when I was 18 and I haven't looked back. And then I got married to a very abusive man. And so I took a whole lot of years of therapy. I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression, obviously. And I have come a very long way to where now I only get maybe 2 PTSD attacks a year, and that includes night terrors. So I'm doing pretty well. But every once in a while, and this is not about the abuse or anything like that. This is more so about how hard I worked while I was in the States because I was being abused. I was trying to get out of the house and be as accomplished as I possibly could be. And at one point, I was working 90 hours a week at a nursing home. I was a med tech and nurse's assistant, and that lasted for months. But going from that hard-working person to not being able to work at all has been the hardest transition of my entire life. It just brings up a lot of negative emotions, and it's really hard to talk about, but I think that a lot of people are very judgmental when they don't know other people's stories and where they came from and how hard they worked before, they applied for, I think in Canada it's ASH and stuff like that. So I think it's really important to get the chronic illness people's stories out there to show that we are hard workers. We're just working hard in a different way. And so I hope that this story brings you some type of comfort and belonging, because it is not easy to talk about. And it, like I said, it took me decades of therapy, and I practice CBT still to this day. I practice mindfulness and gratitude every day for at least 5 or 6 years now. I name 3 things that I'm grateful for each day. I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my cat, and I'm definitely grateful for you guys for supporting, liking, positively commenting, sharing, getting more people to subscribe, because the more subscribers we have, the more brain fog, the higher the visibility for the channel. So I just really, really appreciate your kindness and your support from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I got a little bit sidetracked there, but I wanted to really say, between the transition from full-time work to part-time, I am going to create another vlog with a friend that is just solely about that and the transitioning. But where the grief came in was I was working so hard and paying all the bills and doing everything in the States. And then by the time I got to Canada, I could only work part-time, and then I went from part-time to no time. And it really sucks because my husband now is such an amazing person, and I finally found, the love of my life, the person that I was meant to be with, and I can't show them my the hardworking side. I can't be there full time to pay all the bills and do all that. And that just really just makes me so mad and upset with myself, because I feel like I worked hard for the wrong people, and now what am I doing with my life? So that's where the grief kind of snuck up on me. And, I know it's not true, but it does make me feel worthless and useless, and like I can't support my family, and that really sucks. It takes away my independence and my freedom to choose where I want to work, how I want to work, and it takes away a lot of opportunity. And it is very, very difficult. So not only are you losing your income, you're losing your ability to control your body, basically. Most days I just feel like my body is just caving in, and it's just like giving up, even though I don't want it to give up. And that really, really sucks. And I think that we should talk about this a lot more. Maybe I'm the only one that feels like this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But before I start ranting too much, I'm going to go and make some tea. I'm not a tea fan. You're a tea fan. This weekend is all about taking care of myself, my body, and just being gentle with myself and not pushing myself too much. I also did just get a flare-up a few days ago. Everything kind of all hit at once, and I have widespread, very, very bad nerve pain, and my neck hurts a lot, and I don't know if I ever got into detail about my neck. I have CCI, disc degeneration, herniated discs, narrowing, inflammation. I have a lot of stuff wrong with my neck, but yeah, as does a lot of people with EDS and MS and lupus and all that. But I need to take T3 soon. I don't want to take it on video this time. I think I'm just going to relax after I take it and watch a few YouTube people. The people I watch nowadays are Eric Hansen. He has a backpacking channel, and I also love Miranda Goes Outside. She also has a backpacking channel, but she recently announced that she has POTS, and you can see in some of her videos that she's wearing the compression stockings, and she is sponsored by Elementi. And yeah, it would be really great if someday I could be sponsored by Organica electrolytes. But until then, I do have a discount code for you guys in the description box below. And just to recap, my favorite ones are the raspberry electrolyte packets, because they're easy to take on the go and pour into water bottles. And yeah, it's just, you don't have to use a spoon or anything. It's not very messy to use. So yeah, those are my go-to. I also want to be clear that my husband is absolutely amazing, and I am living my best life today. He makes sure that the bills are paid. More importantly, in my view, he makes sure that I feel safe, loved, supported, and just, he is the most caring person I have ever met in my life. And I don't care if we live out of a tent someday. I am just so grateful to have him in my life that I have no words. I'm just very, very grateful for him and the friends that I have now. And, I have my little safety bubble, and I'm really good into reading people and people's energy. And because of that, and because of my empathetic abilities, I guess, and being sensitive, which are two different things, but combined, they really, I don't know, I just created a really warm environment for myself. That said, I need to push myself a little bit more, I think, in life. And I really want to go car camping more often. I love car camping. I need to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I really want to go car camping. And if you guys would like to contribute to my car camping adventures, I did add a few car camping items in my Amazon wish list. I'll put a link below to that. And yeah, I was told to tell you guys that it's my birthday in September. Whether that makes a difference or not. Anyway, awkward, skipping ahead. So just let me know if you have any adventures planned for the weeks ahead or weekend ahead. And yeah, I would love to hear all about it. And just keep pushing forward, be gentle with yourself, and always remember that you are indeed incurably awesome. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.